What is going on? I'm zmoT. Now, the Mega Crab sneak peek is live on the channel. Do go check that out. I'm going to talk about that more a little bit later on. There is something you need to be aware of or to be careful of. But first, we are going to get into some War Factory double video today. My instant training has expired. My creator boost has not. Let's get in, have a look at the War Factory. I've already peeked at it. Should be very easy for anyone on this channel. 3 rocket launchers. We are going to go get rid of all 3 of those on the first attack. There is a very, very good reason for that. What we're also going to do is we're going to take the Grappler Express. We're going to drop Everspark right into there. It's going to try to save us a little bit of a walk or two. Just trying to get trying to get Everspark into a good spot. Also trying to keep her alive. Wow, that was the worst possible smoke location. That's just awful. Anyways, we're going to throw out one more smoke. Everspark might die. She might not. Probably if we can save her with a med kit, it's going to be so touch and go. And she just barely survived, all thanks to modern medicine. Med kits are that good. A lot of people ignore med kits, but they're actually fairly decent. We managed to get rid of all 3 rockets. Next, we're going to use our gunboat energy right there on that laser, simply because we want to get rid of that laser. We're not going to deal with that quite yet, though. We're going to go and we're going to do some more good stuff using Everspark. Now, Everspark, all she really needs to do on this attack is get that 1 shock launcher. Nothing else matters. We are only going to use 1 smoke. This might be a terrible idea. She's going to pop out and hopefully not die. There we go. Down goes Shock Blaster. And at this point, we've still got some GBE left. Now, it's going to be a little bit dicey here. I'm going to leave my heavies behind. I don't know why I have heavies loaded. We are simply going to shock and then drop all of our zookas and then go flare that laser right there. Don't worry about smoke. Don't have to be fancy. Just get your troops onto that laser and then retreat as soon as you can. We're going to throw all of our barrages back on those mortars. Not all of them are going to land because we've already used a bunch of our troops back to our landing crafts. 2 attacks down, and now just like that, we've got a nice clear shore. The only problems now are these mortars. We can get rid of those using gunboat energy, and that laser. Now that laser has more health than low levels can get rid of. Max levels, not a problem at all. Low levels, going to be a bit of a problem. So for our third attack, all we're going to do at this point is drop all of our gunboat energy onto those mortars. Would have been way further along had I have not wasted some gunboat energy on those early attacks. So that artillery I threw in the first attack towards that laser, throw it back here towards the mortars. And then at this point, you probably don't want to farm gunboat energy. If you have instant training or don't care about your troops, you can farm all sorts of energy right about here. I am not going to do that. I'm going to live on the edge and hope that we're not taking up too much space. So now that we've got our first 3 attacks done, it is time to use those diamonds, get some troops in here. We're going to get rid of heavies simply because heavies don't do good things. And now, let's just walk over here and blow it up. So, we don't need more than 1 smoke. We're going to go something like this. We're going to drop Everspark if we drop Everspark last, she's going to get grabbed by that Grappler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go something like this, and then I'm going to drop all of my troops with Everspark being first, because we want Everspark to live, because she's going to give us all sorts of free critters and stuff. And then we're just going to walk all the way to that back corner, try to keep all of our troops alive, knowing that some of them might just turn around that sniper tower there, and then 2 smokes into that back corner, just to get all of our troops nice and cozy. And there's not a lot of room there, so some of them may leak back towards where they came from, and then a nice early shock on that laser. Everything should be copacetic now. That laser goes down. We can then throw the rest of our gunboat energy over here on these mortars. We could shock them and walk over there, but really, what's the point? Because right now, we are absolutely set up to finish off War Factory. Now, I'm going to throw one more smoke to get away from those sniper towers and flotsams and all that sort of stuff, just to get your troops moving and not dying as they're walking. We should be able to finish this off, I think, from this spot. We have some low-level troops. That was not ideal, simply because that laser just had so much health, and for low levels, you can't expect to barrage 100,000 health. It's just not possible, unfortunately. So at this point, we are just waiting for that last boom cannon to go the heck away. Gonna use some of our gunboat energy on it because we don't have enough to flare it, and if it remains, there's going to be huge problems for us. So our last 2 zookas managed to get that down. Now, we are bleeding zookas. We are losing zookas once every 3 seconds or so, maybe twice every 3 seconds or so, but I think we've got enough in that little tiny blind spot out of the way of those cannons. It's just going to be incredibly slow. As you can see, that right-hand side cannon has stopped firing. Now it's just up to that left one. Do we have an MVP zooka? We've got one left, and she is dead. So this is why I do my core hits on the 4th attack, because you really, really don't want that to happen to you. Now, that attack had all sorts of stuff going on. First of all, we smoked, then we shocked, and then we threw barrages and stuff like that. If you want to calculate your gunboat energy, you could get rid of the mortars first. I am not that gutsy, just wanted to keep it simple. Now, I typically recommend using gunboat energy before you drop your troops, but running out of gunboat energy and not having enough to shock that laser would have been absolutely catastrophic. So at this point, we don't have to be perfect with our smokes because we've gotten rid of all the lasers, and we can just cruise on through here as Everspark's showing off. We can have huge smoke gaps. That is why I really, really like to get rid of lasers, because you guys have told me time and time again that lasers are not your friends, and at this point should be very, very easy. I'm going to hit the hack button just because I want to make sure that we're not going to lose more troops than we need to, and then that cannon's going to go away. As soon as that's gone, we can get rid of one more cannon, and our zookas can just finish off the core. So not perfect, but that should be something that you can follow without a heck of a lot of difficulty. The most difficult part was getting this left-hand side laser. And I know all of you just like totally fat, huge coverage smokes, and you can get back there without a heck of a lot of difficulty. Or you could even just skip the smokes and just flare back there and shock the thing. That would be even easier for those of you who don't like smoking or not comfortable smoking. We're going to pause, come back with a max level account, and we will keep rocking in the free world. Okay, so I am going to do mechs. Screw it. Let's just go all mechs. What the heck? We've got lots and lots of gold. This week's theme has been mechs for whatever reason. Not quite sure why I started picking on them, but once you start picking on mechs, there's just so many gaping voids that you can... Ugh. Anyways, we're going to go something like this. I'm going to leave 3 boats bombardiers. I'm also going to bring Bullet and his taunt. Bullet taunting all sorts of... what are those things called? Grapplers is a good thing. Not going to scout, just going to drop our troops. And if you're saying, but you already scouted, it's very, very different when all of a sudden you change from one troop combo to a different. So we're going to go like this, then we're going to drop all of this into here. Bullet should taunt that, and then that's just going to make that grappler shut down as all of our mechs just slowly make their way forward. Now, do let me know what you do to make sure that you're taunting at the right time. I just kind of guess. I know some people look at the timer, some people count in their heads. I am not one of those people. I just straight up guess. Like every 7 seconds or so, 6 seconds or so, just guessing absolutely and utterly. Mechs just cruising on forward. This is going to be incredibly slow, incredibly painful, but at the same time, it's going to work because these mechs have so much health and just crushing everything. The biggest issue, as you saw right there, is that those lasers are going to be trying to ruin our bombardiers' lives. I'm very curious how many points we can get here without using any shocks. Actually, I guess I've already used some shocks. Realistically, the closest thing that's going to cause us any problems is that Doom Cannon on that right-hand side, and we just need to make sure that we avoid that. So we are going to come back over and get rid of this rocket launcher over here, I suppose, is probably the next best thing. That's going to bring Bullet over and get that laser not firing at our bombardiers. I kind of want to just flare the core, but at the same time, that would be a very, very bad idea. So we're just going to cruise in here. This is ridiculous. I know that you can just barrage the core. You don't have to bring your troops out at all as a max level player, but what's the fun in that? So we are going to try our best with this troop combo. We've already got 38 gears, and we've got instant training. So do try something ridiculous and fun. Just keeping Boom Beach fresh and exciting and alive and all of those sorts of things. Bombardier managed to take down that laser, and all without getting dead. So I'm kind of impressed by that. I wish you could like tap on them to see how much health they had. Looks like he's got like 1 health left over. So we were talking about that VIP Zooka. We ended up having the VIP, MVP, VIP, RSVP, ASAP. Let's get in here, finish this thing off, because I clearly don't do well at remembering which acronyms to use at the right times. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Bullet back into here and hopefully taunt. What I want to do with Bullet is get that laser pointing at him as opposed to at our bombardiers. You see that? Once it locks on, it's locked on forever. So as long as Bullet stays somewhere off to that right-hand side, we should be golden. We should be Gucci, as someone out there says. I think I said it once, but let's just not talk about that. We're going to throw some critters back in here, just trying to get all of our... Like, these things are so slow. Oh, I meant to talk about this. Sorry. Brain just shutting down. With the Mega Crab, how Speed Serum works is Speed Serum gives you 50% damage reduction. It actually reduces the amount of damage you do, but it makes you attack 4 times faster. So you end up getting 2 times the damage. 4 times 0.5. Math is difficult. Hopefully that makes sense. Do let me know if it doesn't. The problem that we saw at the later stages in my video was that troops actually hit a game limit. So it ended up that tanks and cryoneers were going the exact same speed, which tells me that they're actually at a limit. Like, they can't go full 300% for all troops. So if you hit those troops with Speed Serum, my feeling is they're going to actually get the 50% speed reduction, but not actually get the damage boost, because they're not going to get any sort of speed boost out of the deal. So do be careful when you're using Speed Serum in the later stages. That might be well known, that might have happened in previous Mega Crabs, but I just wanted to make sure that I threw it out there ASAP, because that would be pretty darn awful if using Speed Serum actually made your troops worse. So just be aware, do keep an eye on it, and maybe someone out there, please do some testing. So that is War Factory down number 2 times. I will switch just to with 1 more account just to see if we can just barrage it down, because why the heck not? Back in just a second. I can't even pause because we're waiting for this to finish up. There we go. Okay, so the easiest possible way to do Gear Heart every single weeks, yes, talking is hard, is just throw all of your gunboat energy towards that core and then retreat. Like, this works basically every single week. You'll notice that I absolutely butchered the number of artillery versus the number of barrages, which means it might not work this week, but we will find out in about 12 seconds or so. 120 starting gunboat energy just means barraging all of the things, artillerying all of the things, does so much damage. Then we're going to throw some critters on there just to get the extra 474 health damage they're going to do for us. If you really wanted to, you could drop Brick in here and have her blow up a Bach or something like that. Probably Bullets better. Nonetheless, down goes attack number 2. Attack number 3 coming in. I'm a little bit nervous to see if this is actually going to go. My assumption is it will. Every single week when there are no shields, just drop all of your troops in here. We ended up getting an extra building destroyed, which does a little bit extra damage. One of the benefits of using Barrage is that it misses. Critters are all dead, keeping on going, rushing through this. Now, as far as warships, do make sure, even if you hate warships and don't play warships, click that warships icon. There are some free rewards, even if you did not play in the last 21 seasons. Do click the button after every season, because there are free rewards, and who's going to turn down free rewards? It's not me. It looks like we were going to probably fail, though, I gotta say. Looks like we are not getting all of the damage we need to get. I'm a little bit nervous. We should be checking that health right about now. I'm wondering, I should have retreated also. That is attack number 4, I believe. Please be, yeah, it is. So let's have a look, see how much damage we've done. I don't think it's gonna go, yeah, so that first attack screwed us a little bit. 203,000 health. You cannot do that simply with barrage and artillery. We're going to try, though. We're just going to use all of our barrage, all of our artillery, and it's not going to go down, which means we're going to have to drop some troops and then cross our fingers and hope that we can do enough damage. Not going to keep any gunboat energy to keep our troops alive. We're just going to go something like this, dropping all of our troops in and around here. Going to throw some critters out there just to try and keep them alive for a second or so longer, and then just getting all of these buildings down is going to do a whole bunch more damage to that core. As a max level, I do not recommend taking down War Factory until the absolute last second of the day if you're trying to gain VP or get resources or anything like that. What it allows you to do is get your spawn rate in your armory up a little bit. We're going to need both of these buildings to go down to have a shot. Here we go. Here is the last second, last ditch. Hail Mary. Is it going to go? No. So, War Factory, 3 different ways, one of them being absolutely stupid and clearly not terribly effective. 23,000 health left. Womp, 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 womp. Anyways, that is all for me. As always, thank you for coming in. Don't forget to check out my Mega Crab sneak peek. It'll be in the cards. It'll be on the channel. Also, I assume a Warships sneak peek is coming. We've already talked about that a ton this week. Keep your submarine going. Keep that supply chest timer going. Attack those operations, and I shall talk to you soon. As always, thanks for coming in. I'm zmoT. Peace.